Welcome to Community Corner, our platform where we talk all things community related. Today we'll be speaking with our resident expert and certified life care planner, nationally board certified as well, Jennifer Toles.
Thank you for the introduction. As to discuss today, we will be talking about life care planning, fun facts about life care planning, who may benefit from a life care planner, referral sources, and also questions from the audience. Life care planning is basically considered a living document. People who may require or benefit from life care planning is usually someone who has some sort of disability, who may have not had it before from, for example, a car accident or a medical malpractice, or even injury from vaccines. So I do an array of life care planning with different contracts, government contracts, with personal injury attorneys, even some family law divorce cases. Also U.S. attorneys for restitution. So with life care planning, not everyone can particularly be a life care planner without certain steps that need to be done. Life care planners are basically considered experts in their field. They're seasoned. I usually don't do life care planning right out of college in your 20s. There are specific aspects of life care planning and specific steps that one needs to take. For example, I am a life care planner. I needed to get my master's degree, become a certified rehab counselor, have experience in the field, and then after that, take more courses and do an in-person internship, as well as take a board exam afterwards. Not only CRCs, which is certified rehab counselors, do life care planning. There's registered nurses that do that. There's medical doctors. There's occupational therapists. There's a number of rehabilitative professionals that are eligible to sit for the exam after they get some experience under their belt for life care planning, and then go out and do what they will with the certification. There's, for example, with personal injury, these are usually medical malpractice and car accident cases, or if someone is even shot. I have done some restitution cases where someone was injured by another party and they needed to get a life care plan done. As a life care planner, what I do is project what their needs are for the rest of their life. What a professional life care planner does, we do projections. I project what someone may require, their medical and rehabilitation needs, and also assistive needs, for example, home care and things of that nature, for the rest of their life. How we determine that is by published life tables by the Center for Disease Control, or actuary tables that determine, hey, this person is this age now. They're projected by their gender, their race. They're projected to live until this age, 78 years old or 80-something years old for the older population. Age has gone down over the years on projection of living cycles. Hopefully it will go back up. But we take that, review what their needs are, if they may need surgery, if they may need a back brace, if they may need what medications they're taking. They may need physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. And we put that all on a table and look at the different costs within their locality, within their area, to put together a certain number or a number range on how much this will cost. I have been retained on cases where the insurance company was trying to give this person $40,000 for the rest of their life, and then it turns out to be, oh, well, they need this. Even if they don't need surgery, they'll need chiropractic care, physical therapy, hand brace, medication, and it's to the tune of over $300,000 when they were just trying to settle for $40,000. Usually I'm retained when there's no agreement from the insurance company and the person or the person's attorney. In my experience, especially with injuries, someone who's injured, you have to look at, okay, I'm this age now. You may not know what you need further, but it's helpful to have a professional along the way. Attorney, please have your attorney know what a life care planner is and how that could be useful if they feel that that is appropriate for you, if they feel it's a high cost type of injury. So I definitely work with over multiple personal injury firms in the area that are seasoned, that know what they're doing, and are in the best benefit of their client, and work from a professional approach. My general referral sources, like I said, are attorney's offices, personal injury, U.S. attorney. I work with the government as well for some of the referrals that I do get. I don't only do plaintiff work, I do defense. So with defense, I review life care plans. I review the legitimacy of the life care plan. With life care planners, we are considered a collaborative approach. That's in one of our statutes, our tenets as life care planners, not just for me and what I think. This is what I follow as an objective party. When I see a life care plan that says, hey, this person needs $800,000 of care, that may be true for sure. But how did this other life care planner get to this number? Did they cost out different medical facilities in the area? Did they use usual and customary? Who did they talk to? Some life care plans I see that the only person they talked to was themselves. And they didn't do any evaluative approach, which is important in life care planning because we use methodologies in life care planning. And I'll discuss why we use methodologies a little later, because we can get Dauberted. Daubert means that we can get challenged on our methodology, on our approach, if it's factual. So I have not gotten Dauberted. That doesn't mean that someone who has is unable to practice in the field or did anything wrong. It's just a challenge from the opposing side. And the thing is, with challenge, you have to back up your stuff. You have to CYA. So with me, as a life care planner, you want to CYA, cover your you know what. I always try to do that to the best of my ability. In my life care plans, I go ahead and cost out, collaborate with the different rehabilitative doctors who are treating the person that I'm evaluating. Also, review documented empirical journal articles and document that in my life care plan. Do all the necessary aspects of a life care plan to make it understandable and valid. So like I said, with the defense work that I do, I look at the individual's methodology. What did this life care planner do? Some life care plans, there's maybe limited of what I disagree with or indicate may not be too kosher. But other life care plans, the individual has not spoken to anyone else. They have not done their casework in regard to this person's locality. For example, this one physician life care plan that I reviewed, the cost was for this individual, it was around $650,000. They didn't require surgery. They didn't require physical therapy. They didn't really require much. But the part of that life care plan that was not done very well was the fact that they miscalculated the cost, the lifetime cost. How they miscalculated was really one portion of the life care plan had this number and the other portion had a whole different number. Of course, I indicated that to the defense, saying that this is miscalculation and this needs to be explained. One major part of a life care planner is the fact that you are holding individuals' life, how one lives for the rest of their life, really in your hands. And you have to take that, I believe, very seriously. So as a life care planner, you got to review your report multiple times to make sure that mistakes are null and void or minimal, like a typo. Miscalculations, putting someone else's name in your life care plan because you're copy and paste. I've seen that. I understand everyone needs to live. They need a livable wage. People want to submit their plans and get that monetary benefit. But submit your work and make sure it's good work that you submit. That's one thing that I'm very much a stickler on. I am an objective party. I'm not for or against either side, but my work will be objective. My work will stand. So, as discussed briefly, Daubert. Being Dauberted is never good. You never want to be Dauberted. But if you do, the importance is understanding your methodology, standing on what you wrote, why you wrote it, who you spoke to, what type of conditions this person has. Because, of course, as an expert, you're not an expert in absolutely everything. But one darn thing I know that I'm an expert in is rehabilitative. I am a rehabilitative expert, and standing on my knowledge and expertise as a life care planner is very important. So with that said, life care planning and a life care planner can be from multiple different types of fields, as discussed. I do have a question from the audience that I will be taking shortly.
So you mentioned credentials and background, and you not being an expert of many things or on everything, but do you have to be a medical doctor to put this report together to create a life care plan?
No, not at all. That may be a misconception from some individuals. So the person who we call him the Godfather of life care planning is a rehabilitative professional. Life care planning really upticked in the 80s. The Godfather is Paul Douche. I have one of his many books here, A Guide to Rehabilitation. So he was a CRC, like myself, certified rehab counselor, and certified life care planner. So it really originated by rehabilitative professionals that said, hey, we need something else done. We need to take a rehabilitation approach, which that's what a life care plan is, a rehabilitation approach. It's not particularly a medical physician approach. It's what does this person need from a rehab perception to get this person to the best of their ability. So the answer is no in regard to do you have to be a doctor to do this type of work. You have to be a rehab expert. You should be a rehab expert to do this type of work to best understand what the individual you're evaluating requires for the rest of their life.
Thank you. Next question would be, what is the general turnaround time for said report? How long does it take? What does it entail? Can you share or shed a little bit of light on those aspects?
Thank you. So that was a two-parter. So I'll start with the turnaround time. And I have gotten this before with certain attorneys. What's the turnaround time? I need this report in 2 weeks. Usually the turnaround time with a life care plan is at a minimal a month to conduct a life care plan, because not only with myself, as I was discussing the methodology of it, I conduct an interview with the person injured. I correspond with their treating physicians on what they're getting treated now and what are their future medical projections. I do my own evaluation of cost in the locality, which, like for example, we're in the Tampa Bay area, so costs within the Tampa Bay area region. And then afterwards, I look at different articles, I compile research, and then the report's done. So it takes a bit. So if an attorney wants a life care plan in less than a month, then it's considered a rush. And a rush fee is placed on that life care plan. Usually, for me, it's at a minimum a month. At times, I do say, hey, I am open to a rush, but it depends from life care planner to life care planner. But usually, the usual and customary is at least a month, because you have to compile all these reports and all this stuff in one. And the person who's trying to train me is not my only client. I would be out of business if that was my only client, because you have to have other work that you're doing at the same time. So sometimes I feel with attorneys, they view that I am just solely working with them and no one else. But in reality, of course, that's not that's not facts there. So, and there was another part to that aspect too. A life care plan entails, it's a living document. It entails usually the summary of their injury. It entails the interview and evaluation with the individual, the recommendations from myself, medical and rehabilitative, that I work with other, of course, providers with, to indicate what their needs are. And also it entails references and resources. And that's pretty much the body, the lump sum of what a life care plan is. So the report, it can range from 20 pages to try to limit to 40 or so pages. It just depends on how in-depth it is. So it's not a 2-page type of report. So that's what goes into why why is it going to take a month? Because I have to do all this cumulative work on top of all the other things that I'm doing as an expert to make the life care plan solid. You don't want a life care plan that is not solid. You want it firm, solid, and can stand up on its own.
So, community question here. What if, or I have we've experienced a client who had a rather lengthy life care plan, maybe 100 plus pages, and they didn't quite understand everything that was in the report. Is that typical to have a report that lengthy, 150 plus pages? in order to be a solid life care plan?
The answer to that question is no. I have had and know some colleagues that do 100 plus pages of life care planning, and no particular knock on that. It's just the fact that I see there's a lot of it's not concise. It's not concise. It's not to the point. Especially, I want the individuals that I evaluate, I want them to understand their life care plan, because that's their document. That's part of what they need to understand. Okay, this is what I may need in the future. So of course, I do put terminology in there, expert terminology in there, but I do take it to the point. I don't need to put in a whole entire journal article that I received from the internet in my life care plan. That's what my reference page is for. So I have what their needs are. I have the cost of their needs. I have their summary. I have who I spoke to. I have what medical doctors feel they may need, surgical intervention, what have you, for their rest of their life. So I have that information. I don't like to have fluff in my life care plans. So that is my answer to that question. So to summarize this conversation, I went over a brief synopsis of life care planning, the world of life care planning. You can definitely reach out to me at the links below. And please comment, like, subscribe. If you know anyone who may have further questions, feel free. I can, of course, consult with that individual to provide more knowledge on this aspect. Thank you very much for your time, and I am out.